Qodeo is about getting entrepreneurs, venture capital firms and others in the venture capital space globally to find funds, find information and get to market faster. This morning we hosted the Qodeo Business Briefing Breakfast. One of the panellists was Jon Freeman from Coller Capital.
Given that we're here in Silicon Roundabout, crowdfunding got a little bit of a kick around. And I think that's an interesting space, but that's probably more of a personal thing rather than something that Coller Capital is involved in. Some of the debate around pricing was interesting. We're seeing very strong pricing in the marketplace. What was fascinating for me is that doesn't necessarily percolate all the way down to some of the other players in the market. We're a secondaries house. We step into the shoes of an existing investor. And our job really is to see as much of the marketplace as possible so that we can be selective in what we purchase. A lot of our deal flow is coming from banks and financial institutions. And that has been driven largely by regulation. So we're seeing the impact in the UK and Europe from things like Basel III, which are certainly affecting banks. We're seeing the repercussions still of the financial crisis, and in places like the US we're seeing the Volcker rule increasingly being a driver of deal flow. The challenges that I see in the marketplace at the moment are around high pricing. To some extent it's a seller's market. We are seeing a challenge around the macroeconomic environment, the withdrawal of tapering from the US, and the ending of support in the UK, and of course the introduction by the ECB of quantitative easing. And I still think the outcomes of that are quite uncertain. We have 150 people with a 50-person investment team because it's very important for us that we actually get the chance to analyse as much as we can. Having information sources like Qodeo coming onto the marketplace is incredibly useful because the more reference points we have, the richer the data set, the better we can understand and the better we can explain the market.